Hey, good evening, everyone. Today will be a video log for August 15th, 2025. It was a Friday. It was a very fun day. We had Gabe and Toby's wedding today. It was a blast, really. So all the goals for the day were to brush teeth, make a morning video log. Didn't do that, but I do an evening video log, which is good. Wake up early and take my mom to school. Didn't do that. I was slept in a little bit. And then obviously the wedding. Finish writing my speech for the wedding. Label my video logs, and then do some recovery video logs. I did not do those. Let me double check. I was looking at my video logs and I was trying to figure out which ones I didn't have. I need one for the 5th evening. Okay. So anyways, yeah, woke up at 7:30 and I've been playing this caravan game called Dust to the End. Played it for like 3 hours this morning, like from 7:30 to 10:30. It was awesome. It was great. And then went to my mom's school, switched our cars. My car just doesn't have AC, and her car's super nice. So brought it back, got some McDonald's on the way home so we could have some quick lunch before we need to leave. Ate for like 15 minutes, and then took like an hour and wrote out a quick speech. It was, dude, I was the only one who had like a speech prepared. I'll get further into the details later. But, yeah, so we left around noonish. Went and got a coffee for Toby and Ava, and then drove all the way over to Sweet, Idaho. They have a wedding venue there that you can rent out. And, yeah, it was great. We got there 1:45-ish. I think it was exactly 1:45. Went in, I really needed to pee. Roman was chilling. Everyone was just like congregating. They practiced like the wedding procession or whatever. Other than that, we were just hanging out for like 3 hours. Like we met this cool girl named Cass, and her husband Lucas was one of the groomsmen, and we were absolutely vibing with them. Like they were our people. It was really fun. And we were just sitting there chatting with people. I was playing games on my phone. And then, what else was there? Yeah, and then people started showing up, so we started getting organized. Food was set out, so we started getting organized, like have the wedding so we could all eat. And then, the wedding started at 5, so we waited for like 3 hours or so, but it was pretty fun. We didn't do much other than chat and play video games. Roman had his Nintendo Switch that he was playing in Minecraft Dungeons on. But yeah, so we went out and sat in the wedding venue, and I want to say it ended up starting at like 5:10 or so, just because there was a big tree behind the arch, and we were like waiting for the sun to get behind us so the shade would cast down. And yeah, no, it was great. Right when people started walking up, like Gabe started walking up, I was like already in tears, dude. I was like, I'm a crier for weddings, really. And so, yeah, they had their whole wedding. Toby made it through her vows all right, and then Gabe started doing his vows, and he was just like, Toby, I need a minute. And he like started turning up, and everyone was like, Gabe's crying. Whoa, like Gabe is such a goofball sometimes. It's like, whoa, dude, you're crying. And then, yeah, it was really nice, sweet wedding. We finished up, we all went inside and got food. We like sat at our table, they like introduced everything. We're just like, hey, bride and groom are gonna go get food. Bridesmaids, groomsmen gonna go get food. Family's gonna go get food. Everyone else, right? So there was tacos. It was like taco spread. It was pretty good too. And then they opened the floor for speeches. So the best man prepared a speech. The maid of honor prepared a speech. And then I think all 3 bridesmaids spoke, and then one of the other groomsmen spoke, and that was pretty much it. I was like, then it was me, and they were like, hey, we also want to open up the mic if anyone else is interested. Bro, one of the bridesmaids had a sheet of paper, double spaced, so it was like one line, one blank, one line of words, one blank, one sheet of paper, double spaced. I have 5 full sheets of paper, dude. Like I had a speech, so as I'm going up there, they're all just like, damn, bro. So okay, originally they had basically been telling me, you're not gonna get a speech, like you specifically, Kyle, are a wild card, you're not getting a speech. And I was like, I'm getting a speech. Like, I am a speecher. Politicians love speeches. I love speeches, dude. Give me a speech any day. I'll pay my taxes in speeches. So while we were waiting for them to, like, we were sitting outside waiting for the shade to fix itself. We had like 20 minutes of downtime. I hadn't finished my conclusion to the speech yet. So in my notes app, I wrote the rest of my speech, and it actually turned out pretty good. So basically, I'll read the funniest part of the speech. Was, good evening, everyone. Many of you don't know me, and if you noticed Toby roll her eyes as I came up here, I can't blame you if you decide to keep it that way. It was not just an eye roll. When I got up to give a speech, bro, there was like audible protest to me giving a speech. It was so funny. And I was just like, nope, I'm going to do it. And so I got to open. It was just like, good evening, everyone. If you don't know me, I was just like, many of you don't know me. And if you could not tell from the actual backlash of me getting up to give a speech, I don't blame you if you don't want to get to know me. Like, I don't blame you. And I went right into the speech. And so I said something nice about Gabe, something nice about Toby, and then something about, like, the marriage of each of them. And Gabe's was basically, like, the most heartfelt part was just, like, Gabe, you never needed to be my friend. Like, you were never required to be my friend. We chose to be friends, and thank you. And then for Toby, it was basically, like, you have been with Gabe since he was an 18-year-old boy. I remember being an 18-year-old boy. And I remember seeing what my wife went through. I remember her not liking it. Like, I was a kid, you know? And it's like, he is a better man today because you are by his side. Thank you. Like, all that good stuff. And then for the marriage aspect, it was like there's 3 things you're going to face: resentment, lack of faith, and ignorance. And these are the ways you combat them. Like, these are going to be your main struggles. You need to forgive yourself so resentment doesn't build. You need to forgive your partner so resentment doesn't build. You need to communicate so you're not ignorant to what each other are doing. And you need to hold yourselves accountable so you maintain faith in each other. And I ended it basically just like, my father's last words to me were, don't forget the love. And I share that with you now. We're all through all the ups and downs of life, just don't forget the love. And people were apparently crying about it. A couple dudes came up to me afterwards and were just like, dude, really nice speech, man. And I was just like, dude, there's 365 days in the year. I don't take a single one of them really seriously, but marriage is different. Like, a wedding is something different, you know? It's like, I'm going to take this really seriously because I love Gabe and Toby. They are the coolest people. And I was really just going to end the speech and just be like, yeah, I love you guys. And go sit down. And they both got up to hug me. I was the only person, besides Gabe's sister, who he, like, actually got up to hug. And I was just like, oh, dang, bro, okay. Bro, it was alright. Like, it was whatever. But it's like, every other speech was just like, hey, man, you guys are really cool. We've known each other for years. I should be in Toby's seat marrying Gabe, but it's cool. Guys were saying that. It's pretty funny. And then, so right after I do it, they were like, anyone else, whatever. And no one was going up, and Roman was like, can I? So Roman goes up, bro, and just is absolutely comedically perfect. Like, it was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, bro. I'm assuming he had intentions to sing something, and basically was just like, hey guys, I just want you all to know, you're not ready for what's coming, but it's gonna come. And then was just like, hey mom, put on the song. Mom, put on the song. And so Toby had to, like, put a song on, and it was, like, playing it in his ear, and he was just like whispering into the mic, because, like, we couldn't hear the song, and he knew we couldn't hear the song, so it was going to be just his voice, and he got all nervous. It was so funny, dude. We were cackling. It was the funniest thing. And then, yeah, so they finished up the speeches. I was by far the best one, besides how funny Roman was. And then, yeah, so they go out and they have their dance, and then we're all dancing. By then, the groomsmen had been getting drunk, so they were like dancing, like white girl music, dancing, right? And yeah, me and Ava had like a slow dance to a slow song. We ate our tacos and stuff, and then they went to do a bride send off or a fate send off or something with like sparklers. So we went and did that. It was pretty fun. And then as we were out there, I'm next to this dude who's one of the groomsmen. His name's Hector, and he's like super chill. You could tell he's like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's Navy. You could tell he's like a military man. Just very suave, like very matter of factly spoken, very calm, very direct, very like not nonchalant in a very like serious and intentional way, you know. And not Siri, bro, back off. It's my Siri activated. It's funny because I was trying to use it earlier and it wasn't working. Pissing me off. But no, so this guy Hector, I'm standing next to him, and I've like seen him through the wedding. Obviously, like I saw him the day before. No, I didn't see him the day before they were practicing. Did I? No, I did. I must have. But I wasn't like talking with him or anything. And so we're standing next to each other. We're like doing the sparklers or whatever. And he goes, "Hey man." Oh fuck! What'd he say? He said something hilarious. It was like he goes, "Was that you at Canton? You asked me why I was dressed super nice, and I said it was a funeral." And he was like, "Back in January," and I was like, "That was me. Was that you?" So he had come in January this year, and was just like dressed to the nines, dude. Like absolutely full suit, tux, drip, like impeccably dressed. And so I'm a chill guy. I don't care. I walk up. I was just like, "Dude, what's the occasion? Like, what are you dressed for? You look great." And he was just like, "Ah, man, a funeral." I was like, "Dude, sorry to hear that. You look awesome though." He was like, "Oh, thanks, man. Yeah." And we like had like a 2-minute conversation, whatever. And so he leaves. I did not put it together in my head that either of them knew each other, and I wouldn't have recognized them if he hadn't said that, right? And I was just like, "Holy cow, bro. Small world." Then another guy who was invited to the wedding named David comes over, and he was like, "You look really familiar. Do I know you?" And I was like, "Well, I went to Call High. I recognize you from Call High. Like, my name's Kyle Wilcox." And he goes, "Oh, dude, I went to school with." I was like, he was like, "My friend group was this person, Ethan Henderson." And I was like, "Ethan Henderson? Did you know Jaden Schatz?" Like, we went through like the list of people. And so my friend Isaac texted me today. Isaac is Jaden's younger brother. Jaden hung out with David. So David, Jaden's younger brother Isaac is friends with me, right? So we like know mutuals, right? And then he hangs out with Isaac as well. But David's dad does like the sword play with Isaac. And I was like, "What, bro? Like, that's crazy." So Isaac does this like, I don't think it's LARPing technically, but I'm sure there's a word. But they get together in like full armor and swords and like fight. It's really, really cool. And apparently David's dad was like the guy who got him into that. And I was like, "What, bro? That's insane." Like, what a small world. So David and I were talking about economy, politics, AI. Like, we had really good conversation. It was really, really great. He seemed like a really genuine, like, intelligent and intuitive person. And he works in tech. Like, he is like an IT guy for a hospital. And it was such a cool conversation. So great to meet the dude. Like, actually meet him as an adult, you know? And we talked about, like, social apprehension in our generation. And he was like, "No, dude, I feel that. Like, it is genuinely hard to go out and not have a third place and meet people." And he was like, "I didn't, like, meet anyone romantically in high school, so I'm still single. It's impossible to find someone." I was like, "I know, dude. And I know that people are out there, but they're just home. Like, we don't go out anymore unless we're invited through the telephone. Like, we don't go out into the world." And it was just a really, really, really great conversation. And, no, it was really cool. Apparently Gabe has a video of my speech, so I'm kind of excited to get that. That'd be really, really nice. Yeah, I'm not going to share a daily thought today because I'm tired and I'm going to go to bed. I work in the morning. Work at 11. Hopefully I make a morning video log. I don't think I have anything else to do tomorrow. That's all I want to do. Wake up. I want to be at work at 11 and make a morning video log. That'll be plenty for me. So, yeah, I hope you all had a wonderful Wednesday. I did. It's Friday. I hope you all had a wonderful Friday. I really did. It was really, really great. It was good for the soul. Like part of the speech was just life happens, and it's so easy to get caught up in the daily that it's so easy to neglect like how you feel about people. And I think Gabe and Toby are some of the few people in my life that I just haven't had the chance to just tell they are incredibly important to me. And it was really nice to have an opportunity to do that on their important day. So, yeah, I love those guys. And I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.